Good afternoon, everybody. Here we are again. 316. Do you know what? Amazing, isn't it? The fact that we're all still keeping with this and doing it, and we can come up with, different ideas and different ways of doing things. So, shall we get on with it and see what's going to happen today? So, what have I got? I've got a blushy kind of tile, my blush colour, which left it plain just to start. And yeah, I'm just gonna go in with it. Now, if I had my ruler, hang on a second, I've got a couple now, sort of lying around, and when you've got too many things, you can never find anything. That's okay, but if you've got your little wooden ruler, you can use the circles in it. That's all I'm saying. Being that I haven't, that's all right, I'm going to go freehand. So here we go, we're ready. Doesn't have to be particularly in the middle, but if you want to, you could put yourself a little mark, so I know it's about the middle. There we are. I'm going to put myself a bubble in there. Notice I'm using pencil, but again, if you've got your ruler with your circles in, you can go straight in with pen. There we are. Just thought I'd sketch it out first. There we go. You'd think I'd have everything ready, wouldn't you? I have. I've got loads of stuff lying around. But never what you want in the right place. Aren't we all the same? Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna let's put this in pen. I'm gonna be brave. Yeah, let's just do it. I must admit, actually, we're gonna do the tile swap after this, and I'm really impressed with what I've seen. There's loads up there. So if you've done it, I shall be taking a photograph of it, or Leslie will, because she's taller than I am. And we'll post a picture so you can all see it. So hopefully everybody's has got here. Everybody's that's been posted through our letterbox or our post ladies brought in are up there. So that should be fine. Okay. So the fact it's not perfectly round doesn't matter. I don't want you to get bogged down and worry about whether shapes are perfect or not. It really doesn't matter, and it sort of adds to the characteristics now and again. So let's do what we would call an aura a little bit, or a line following outside or inside or all the way around. Okay, and I'm going to fill that sort of space with bubbles, of course. It just makes life a little bit easier if you've got a couple of lines to work to there. See, just wander around. Just sort of neatens it up a little bit as well, doesn't it? I think you could fill it with lines if you wanted to, or swirls or loops. Don't have to be bubbles, but it's nice that we do that. So here we are. Now when you get to this sort of amount, have a look at it and think, right, okay, where's it's going, how many bubbles am I going to get in there? And that's going to just help you gauge the space you've got compared to how much or how many bubbles you're going to get in there. Okay? So far so good. Let's put a bubble in the middle. A bit bigger. All right. Now when I say the middle, again, if it's slightly off, doesn't matter. And again, I'm going to put a row of bubbles around that one as well. So far it's just been bubbles. So there we are. Again, look, I can get 2 in there, just so you know where you're going with it. So bringing my pencil in, I want to sort of split it up. Let's go in halfway, and then halfway again, and then let's have a look. I'm going to get 2 in each one. So I've got 2 lines in each one. Again, I'm not measuring. Just give it a little bit of a breakdown there. So you see this one here is a little bit bigger than the others. You can change it or leave it, it's fine. And then in each one, I'm going to come on in and draw myself a little petal shape. And along. There we go. Just sort of keep it going. little petals all the way around. And you see, just having that little sectioning off at the beginning with a pencil just helps you get an idea of where the space is going to be. Okay. Alright, so here we go with a couple of little flicks. Again, you don't have to do this. You can, leave that. But again, it starts to give it a little bit of shape before we add any shade in. Helps it out a little bit. Okay. So let's have a look. Next little bit then. I'm going to come in with a pencil. I think because of what I want to do, I'm not going to go straight in with a pen here. I want to have a little bit of a head start, so to speak. So I'm going to aim for a skim past this shape. So if I start about in the middle of the space there, and then I'm going to come round. Try and do it, if you can, with one sort of swoop. Makes life a lot easier. And then here, I'm going to create a curl, not too close together. Like that. Alright. So if I turn it round, and then again, imagine where about halfway is, and I want to swoop past this line here, so a little bit of a guide to help me. So again, if I can do that in one swoop, there we go. And then bring this round and make a curl out of it. Turn it again. Find the middle. And then a little mark so I can see where I'm going past. And follow the line again. One mark, one pass if you can. And then come in with my curl. And once more, find the middle. A little mark. And again, you see I'm sort of moving the tile to sort of help me. Now again, because I'm left-handed, my curves are going towards the left. If you want to have your curves going that way, that's absolutely fine if you find it easy to draw that way. It really doesn't matter. We just want that kind of a curl going on. Okay? So now I'm comfortable, happy with them. I can come on in and draw them in pen. So again, you see I'm trying to draw that section all in one go, if I can. And then the rest of it, round we come. And you know, it's a good opportunity if you need to just curve them or make them rounder if you need to. So, same again, look, get yourself ready. Draw the whole line from there to that mark. And then around. You see there's a little bit flat there, so I can come in and add a little bit more shape to it. And there's perhaps a little bit too much, so I can rub those out in a short while. Same with this one, around we go. And then if I come along, again around to that one. And then the same here, follow the line. You get a much smoother line if you plan it ahead there. And see there, it's going to come out a bit, but that's fine. And in we go. Okay, so we've got that kind of a shape. So next little thing then, what I want to do is I want to go from about here, so this kind of point, and I'm going to come out around here. So it's going to be a bit wider at this point, but it's coming in or out to there. Like that. Let's do the same with this one. And then that one. And again. And that one. Now if they're all slightly different thicknesses, again, don't worry about it, that's fine. Don't need to concern ourselves with that. As long as we've got four sort of curls. You see there, that's pencil, so I can rub that out in a short while. I'm not going to worry about that. I just want to make sure that that pen is dry, and we know that new pens can be a little bit juicy, but that's okay. So here we go. I'm going to sort of work from this outside section here. I'm going to put in a part bubble. Let's go a bit bigger. Oh, Wendy, yeah, absolutely. It could be, yeah. It's amazing what we see in these things, isn't it? And we'll see different elements. And then, you see, just sort of filling them in as we go. Just leaving a little gap, you know, in between each one. A little bit. There you go. And they're going to get a little bit smaller now as we get towards that edge. And one there, see, right on the end. Okay. So I'm going to do the same on all sides. There you go. Just so we're keeping that consistency going. Okay. You see how it just sort of flows, really? Just follow the line. And, work your way round. There you go, one on the end. And the next one. There we go, that one. See how they just, you get into the flow, don't you? So sometimes, as much as you perhaps want to do one first, it's nice to do all of them the same and then come back and do the next step. It helps with that muscle memory and getting things looking a little bit similar, if that's what you want. Oh, Sheila, I'm hoping it's going to be fabulous when it's shaded. You can see where it's heading, can't you? We're going to be shading either side of these lovely swirls. There we go.
Frozen.
There we are. And along. And along. Okay. We just froze for a minute there. It'd be nice to know if I'm still up and running, as I've got it on screen here, so all good to go. Okay, so I'm going to come in again, just a little bit closer. There we go. Can you see what I'm doing?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Hello there. Alright, let's see where we were at with this. I do apologise. A little bit of freezing earlier on. Have no idea why that happened. I was recording along. But here we go. You can see what I've actually done. I've added these little bubbles or part bubbles to each one of those shapes, turning it as I go. So let's have a look at our next step. Let's come on in. And just as before, I'm going to do one at a time. Taking my pen, and I'm going to create a little aura around there. I'm not going to go in to the bottom point there. I'm just going to follow it round each little one. Just creating this lovely little shape there. And then when I get to the end, I'm going to come around and I'm going to join it to the point. So I've got that shape. Alright, sorry about that, Rick. Don't know what happened there. And you see, just sort of doing the same with this one. They don't have to be too wide. Just work your way around as we go. And joining it to a point at the end there. The next one. Along. And just sort of keep it going. Working it round as we go. Okay. next one. So just as before, all of them in a similar manner, creating these little curves. There we are. See, just taking it along, and in we go. So let's have a look at this one. Oh, Louise, I don't think my husband would agree with you on that all the time. Okay, looking at this shape here, what I want to do is I want to create a line from here, but I'm going to create curves using these as a starting point. So let's start in the middle, for example. You see, a curve coming in from that point there. And then same with that one. And I'm going to, again, just turn my tile as I go. Adding these curved lines in. Okay. And that one. And then at the end I can do the same sort of thing now. Okay? So, let's do this one. Being that I'm actually here. And this one. Do you know, if you could only see what was going on around the camera. Tommy's been doing some artwork. He's been helping Dobby with his A-level art. Oh, Dobby's nice and clean, but Tommy isn't. Oh dear me. Goodness knows what this project's going to come out like. Or how much it's going to cost me. The amount of equipment I've had to buy for him. I mean, he's got money stashed away. He's been doing supply teaching and everything. And I'm having to fund him doing his A-level art. Naughty Dobby.
Children will play.
I know. Saying Dobby's clean. Tommy isn't. I don't know who's been painting who or what. Goodness me. At least he took his waistcoat off before he started. That Dobby, that is, not Tommy. We go. All right, let's have a look at the next step then. All right, so what I'm going to do, I want a bit of a border here. So, do you know, I'm going to use my little ruler here. I can see what's going on around it. So what I want to do is I want to create a border, but I'm going to leave a gap when I get to my spaces or my little shapes I've already drawn. Okay. See, same again here, like leaving a little bit of a gap there as I work my way around. Okay. Oh, thank you everybody for the nice comments about our delivery service. We're always on it. We do our best we can and we get things out as quickly as we can. Of course, once they're in the post, it's out of our hands and it's all down to whoever the courier is, but there we go. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to create a little aura, or do I? Yeah, I'm going to create a little aura. I'm going to follow this line along here and then around this shape here. Now take your time with this. I don't want you to stress yourself out trying to create the shape. Okay, now when I get to about here, can I go all the way around? I reckon so, because we left that gap, if you remember. So we can't actually go all the way around. Oh dear. Goodness me, Tommy's covered in ink. Covered in ink.
I haven't got it on my clothes though. I'm off with that.
Well, it says go to work naked day today, so. Tommy said he's got no ink on his clothes. Just so everybody knows, we are not doing that here. Oh dear.
100% we're fully clothed.
I know, we'll have to iron John out, won't we?
Yeah.
I could say that because he's not here. All right. Working my way around here then. And bits. So, a nice aura. Let's get back to focusing on what we're supposed to be doing. There we are. There we go. Oh. Has it come off your hands, Tommy?
No.
Can we have a look at your hands? Just show the camera your hands. Put them underneath the camera. This is after like 6 coats of wash. Look, he's covered in ink. But Dobby's not got any on him.
Oh. Lucky.
Yes, that's because you've been doing his work for him. Yeah.
Pink, a bit into blue, a bit of purple. You name it, I've got it on my hands.
Oh, dear me. I don't know what my classroom upstairs is going to be like.
Hey, it's not messy up there.
No. Okay. Oh, and this one. You can tell that we all hate our job, don't we? Not. Oh dear. There we go. So following around. There we go. Dobby's sat there now with a hot chocolate and a biscuit. Just watching it all while he's cleaning up after him. Yeah. Okay, so we've got that kind of a shape going on. So I'm just going to bring my ruler back in and I'm going to create another border, not too wide. See? Just around what I've got there. Oh, let's go there. And down there. Okay. So same sort of thing here. Let's line that up again. Around. There we go. Beauty that one, isn't it? We can wipe it off with a drawer on it. And one here, look. So you see, I've kept a similar sort of distance around that border, but if it's a little bit off, it doesn't matter so much. See, a bit there. Initially, we would have had to hose him down, wouldn't we? Okay, there we are. At this point, I'm going to bring my rubber in. I'm just going to remove those pencil lines. Just made sure that my pens have plenty of time to dry. I say some are quite juicy when you open them to start with, but my pen's been going for a bit, so. All right, so we've got that kind of a shape. All right, so I want to focus on the border bit. Let's just go in a bit. Yeah. Oh, Rose, thank you for that. I'm glad you like your new ruler. They're great, aren't they? I mean, you could draw on them with a Sharpie if you want to, and you could ink over the numbers so you could see them a little more clearly. But honestly, once you're actually working with them, you can actually see the numbers. They're there, they're very clear, aren't they? Okay, so I'm actually filling in this border with sort of oval shapes, all going in different directions. No necessarily a pattern or anything. See, they're going to be part ones. Okay, let's put another one in here. They're not too small because I want to add a little bit of detail inside them in a short while. But no. Oh, hello Richard and Lisa. Hope you're well. All good here. Apart from having a bit of an issue with Dobby and Tommy in the ink. But we're all good. There we are. You see, I don't want to sort of have too many overlapping. I want them sort of full size and shape if I can. But inevitably, some of them are going to go off to the side. There we are. Quite a nice little tangle this is. So I think we've perhaps used it once before, but it's not one that's used all the time. Okay, so let's just fill them up with ovals first. Not too small. There we go. Let's put another one in. Can I just say how nice it's been to have lots of new people join us recently, and how lovely it is that all of you out there that have been with us for a while and part of the community, how nice it is that you welcome everybody. It's just a lovely, lovely thing. Well, thank you for that. It's nice to know, isn't it, that you can go onto our page and talk about your work and show your pieces off, and it doesn't matter what level you're at and how good you are or how good you don't think you are, and people will always give you positive comments. And it's nice sort of to get some how to improve, isn't it? Because as much as we want those likes and for people to say, oh, your work's lovely, because we all do, it's also nice to say, for somebody to say, do you know what, actually, what if you did this or what if you did that? Really helps. Okay, so here we go. We've got these lovely little ovally shapes, and what I want to do is in the middle of each I'm going to put a little oval, and then I want some lines all the way around to create our little kind of a gem, isn't it? A little gem shape. And sort of, you know, add a few lines. Now we do this a lot of times anyway. We actually do this and separate our space. So this sort of tangle should come quite naturally to us. It's quite nice to see how it starts to build. So a little one underneath there, but for the most part you're going to see all of it. So let's get some lines in. There we go. And before you know it, you're really into drawing these, and you can forget what's going on around you for a little while. Even if, like here at HQ, it's a little bit chaotic. I'm trying to work out how to get ink off people's hands, and yeah. Yeah, they're lovely, aren't they? Fisherman's friends used to hate the taste of them unless you'd got a cold. And then it didn't matter what they tasted like because you knew that they worked. So I haven't had one of them in ages. So again, don't think you've got to speed tangle and do yours really quickly. It's just that I don't want to sort of take all your afternoon up drawing these. So I've just sort of picked up the pace a little bit. And of course you see now why they weren't going to be too small. Okay. Oh Lisa, I'm sorry. I do try and keep my prices down. So you can, you know, you can have the fun and the enjoyment and not too much outlay. But you know what? You get one stencil and it can last you for weeks and weeks doing different designs with it. And you have so much fun with them. I'm sure you're going to. So, yeah, everything works. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be, next sort of month or so, it's going to be quite busy actually on Hobby Maker, because of course I've got another show in February. I think it's the 21st. I think I'm on Sewing Street as well, so that's a day. And then I'm also March, because I have 2 shows or 2 days a month on there, but because it's their birthday month, I'm actually going to be there 3 times. I'm going to be there on one of their birthday shows. So it's going to be quite busy. And of course we've got the NEC as well. So if you come in there, it'd be nice to sort of come and say hi to us. That'd be lovely. And we've got classes this month. Gosh, it's all going on, isn't it? Good job we enjoy it. There we are. Okay, let's have a little look at that. Oh, Bev, goodness me. We do tell you where we are, and we do sort of keep you all informed as to where we are and what we're doing. I'm going to fill this with some bubbles. The NEC, once you've booked for the NEC, if it's a 2-day event, you're there for 2 days. If it's a 4-day event, you're there for the 4 days. So this one is a 4-day event because I've got the boys booked in with their Auntie Carol. So I shall be there for the whole 4 days. So see, bubbles, and then any space around, fill with ink. If you're not sure, put a bubble, fill it with a bit of ink. See there, definitely got a bit there, look. So you could, if you wanted to, just fill the gaps with ink so you get a stronger black border. But there's quite a lot of gaps and I don't want it to be solid black. So I'm making the decision really as to how much ink I want to put on there compared to how much I'm going to fill it in. It's going to give you a similar sort of effect. And of course these ones in the centre would look fabulous with a bit of gel pen in there, a bit of colour. That would be quite nice. So even if you did these with different colour fine liners, you know, so you've got like the ovals in one and then you've got the inking and the bubbles in the background in another, that would be quite nice. Oh, so it's going to be lovely to see everybody. Oh, I missed some of these, look. No. Did I miss the message telling me I'd missed them, or did you miss them too? I don't know. It's a little bit difficult reading all the messages all the time. I'm not ignoring you, I'm just, when you're drawing, you can't always draw and read at the same time. So, I know, multitasking. But in a sense, I am, because I'm talking and I'm thinking about the next plan and what's coming next. There you go. No, things have calmed down here now. Stop scrubbing Tommy's hands. It's going to have to wear off. Oh dear. There you go. So we just sort of work our way around. Just adding an extra little dimension, isn't it? Giving it a bit of interest in certain places. Just filling in as we go. Along we go. I know that Hobby Maker are going to be at the NEC as well, so if you fancy popping down, they're there as well. I'm sure there'll be things. There we go. That's quite nice, isn't it? How that's sort of now gone behind this has really come to the front. Okay, so looking at these gaps, very straightforward in the sense we're going to do some swirls. Just take your time with them. First one, and I want to start with quite a cluster around this middle section. Just take my tile as I'm going. You don't have to sort of follow it around. See, I can do another one here. So mix them up a bit. They don't have to be the same. Let's get one in here. There you go. And maybe one there, look. So you're going to get sort of hints of them there. I'm going to try and draw one in full. And along here. There we are. Bringing it round. And along. See? And again, just sort of filling in any gaps as we go. And then I'm just going to put some lines so it sort of resembles having a curl there somehow. And there we are. And again, just some little lines in. Okay. So I don't want to fill the whole thing here. What the idea is that we're going to sort of have some smaller ones working their way. It's almost like they're trying to escape. So we don't want to completely fill the area. We don't want the same amount in each one. So don't look at the last one and think, oh, I've done 4 there, I've got to do 4 there. It's not what it's about. See, they're just sort of trying to escape. And on we go. See, sort of in and out there. Okay, so here I'm just going to add a couple of little bubbles as though they're sort of getting even smaller, working their way along. Just a couple there. All right, let's do a bit of shading. So, lid on my pen. And okay, let's come on in with this. First thing then, let's move in a little bit. Lisa, the NEC is March. Don't know the dates. I'm sure Leslie, who's listening, will be able to have a look at the calendar and let me know, unless she's gone back to packing. Okay, you see, there we are. That's that one. And then I'm going to just do the top of these. I might actually come back and fill those bits with ink. I think it needs a little bit more strength in the middle there. But again, don't have to use black. Oh, thank you, Louise. Okay. There we are. I'm happy with that. Look at that. The difference that's made. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of something that you look at it and think, do you know what? It needs a bit more. There we go. And a look. So it's going to be Leslie, John, and myself at the NEC. Tommy's got to stay here and look after Dobby. But I think he's going to come with us when we do Stoke. So I'll be putting some tickets for that on the website next week. So.
NEC is March the 16th.
Louise was there before you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go around my shape, all the way around. Yeah. Don't be too shy with the pencil this time. You see, I'm going to stop there and then come around on both sides with that border. Okay. So let's do that again. Let's go around the shape, all the way. Again, I'm going to go over that spine. Along here, all the way to the border, which then you're going to do both sides. Wendy, I think it'd be both. Going to Stoke. As long as Dobby behaves. Okay. And then again, along, and just to the edge there where the border is. And then we come with some more pencil. Chris, no, I'm not. I've never done Ali Pali, and if I'm honest, it's a little bit too far, and it's very expensive for us to travel down there. So it's not one we've done, sadly. Not that I'm saying never, but... Oh, Nicola, yeah, we're doing, you know, like we did Kent last year, and we did workshops. We're going to be doing that in Stoke. And we've got one planned up in Scotland. So as soon as I get dates and details for that, I'll let you know that as well. Okay, so I'm following my curl all the way around, and then I'm going to do the same here, but in this instance, I'm going to come round that shape that I drew earlier. So again with this one, see, round the outer edge, and again I'm being quite heavy with the pencil. It's going to be quite a graphite full-on piece, this one. And then on this side, I'm following that scalloped edge along that way. You could even actually fill these in, so you could do black and fill ink with black, 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 black. and then have your white stripe up the centre. But I think it's quite, I don't know, you've got a choice there. It's up to you, but I'm going with this version for this particular tile. The same on this one. Louise, yes, I'm going to be, I don't know how many, because I'm going to be sharing a space with a few other stall holders. So if you want to actually do a workshop, I need to just check how we're going to book those. You need to get those booked in. Oh, Pat, absolutely, yeah, we're always looking for places. And Stoke-on-Trent, my mum has helped out there, and there's a lady up in Scotland that's helping out there. So if anybody, you know, has got ideas, and it's just knowing where to go and you know what to look for, isn't it? Okay, tortillon. A little bit in the middle there. Let's go in a bit more. You see, just softening out ever so gently. Oh dear, swallowed a bubble. And then just work my way around the centre there. And then little bits just on the edge there. Okay, see, I'm leaving a little bit in the middle as the highlight, if possible. But we still want a softer edge. There you go. So, next little bit then. There you go. Gonna do the outside bits first. So let's follow in exactly the same way as we drew it. So the outer edge, I don't want to move it too far. So I'm going to soften it by just working back and forth, creating these little spaces. And then here, again, just back and forth on both sides of the border. And along as we go. So, same again, look, I'm going to come round that edge there. Hold on, just going to clean that off there. Round that edge. Not wanting it to move too far. And then along. And then again. Either side of that border. Again, see, I don't want it to travel too far, so I'm going back and forth each time. And same with this one. Just keeping it close to the edge, but still softening it off a little bit. And then back and forth. Okay. So, see, I'm just going to, it's a little bit of pencil found its way on my border. I'm going to keep them as clean as I can. Then last one. There's quite a lot of graphite going on in the middle now, so it's just these edges that are most important. There we are. Okay. So then inside sections, this can move a little bit more, so let's come in with a little bit of a swirl. You see how instantly that sort of moves it a little bit, and we can go further in, see? So not too much gets round here. So just be gentle with it. All the way around. Just cleaning the edge really. You just want to soften it that a little bit more as you go. Oh yes, and this would be actually, wouldn't it? It'd be a nice one to extend out onto a page. Maybe it's going to go in your diary. I do actually need to do my February front cover. Not done that one yet. You see here, I'm going to soften it out because there's plenty of space for it to move there, but I want to leave that highlight there if I can. See, so not so much the top up there, most definitely. We can actually get it going a little bit more, okay? So look at this one then. And working it around. Got Lisa, I think Stokes, early June. But I've got the details for that, so I'll be putting tickets on the website next week for that. And then I think Scotland's July, beginning of July. But I'm just waiting on some details for that. Okay. See how that suddenly just really brings it alive, doesn't it? Gives it a little bit of dimension there. And the next one. Along we go. And again, you know, feel free to move this out a little bit more. So it's a little bit further outreach. But when you get to the top here, you've got to be a little bit more controlled. And then along we go. Just letting that go. And then again, softening it out. And along we go. Just easing that round. One more. See, this is the thing, you really don't want to rush. You want to almost anticipate where it's going to go. Just take your time with it. It's one thing that really changes the look of it, so just enjoy it and watch it appearing in front of your eyes. It never ceases to amaze me how a pencil and a little bit of rolled up paper can make such a difference. Okay, let's have a little look at this. Oh, Kathy, ref online. I have spoke to Hobby Maker about that actually, because they've got all the equipment to do online workshops and things. So there is one on there. There is a download on the Hobby Maker site at the minute. And I did ask them about, oh, you see here, look, I'm just going back in with my black pen. Because I know in the first instance there was a little issue with the download. But I spoke to them about that. It's all been sorted. It was all down to a server losing some power, which is why it wasn't first accessible, but it's there now. I've brought it myself and it works. So we're going to be doing more of those, which means that if you're not in the UK and you can't order through them, then you can certainly, you've just got to have an account with them. So you go on and give them your name and your email address, and you can actually then download it to your account and watch it whenever you like. So that's a real good way of doing it, because you get a real quality, you know, a quality experience. That's the word I was after. Okay, so I've just gone back over the top of that. Oh, Jack, it is definitely there, because I did speak to them when I was there about it. I mean, if it wasn't, I'll go on and I'll do a double check online and make sure it is for you, but it is there. I don't know, if you search for a Sanntangle download or something like that, it comes on. It's a real lovely piece. It works using the circle frames, but if you haven't got them, don't worry about it, because you can sketch a circle or you can draw around something. So it's a real nice starting piece actually. It's beautiful. It's very snowflake-like, but if you did it in a different colour, I'm sure you can make it look more flowery kind of thing. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm just gonna come on the frame here. You see, this time I'm just doing it freehand and just, I mean, I could use my 05 pen for this and just sort of add a bit more weight to it and just redefine that border. go. And then around the outside as well. Because there's so much graphite there, if you're not creating a perfect straight line, it doesn't matter. It's all going to be inside that graphite there. You see there, look, I've got a bit of graphite on the side. I'm just going to remove it. Just want to keep the border clean. Okay, same here. This is definitely one that I'm going to spray to fix, because with it being so much graphite on it. Let's have a look. Okay. Still think we can go a bit heavier in places, so I think what I'm going to do first is bring in my white pencil. And straight down the middle, of course. You want to be adding that white line. And any of the spaces, I can do that in. See there? I'm not going to be softening that out or blending it out or anything. I'm just going to keep that exactly as is. See? And of course, depending on what colour tile you've got, you'll still get a hint of it if you've used a regular cream tile. But if you've used a different colour, you might get a little bit more of it. An instant effect. And around with this one. There you go. See, I can add a bit of weight to it there. And again, just sort of in between the petals there, you can have a little bit. That helps. Okay. Touching the corners so there's no shading there. And again, that's going to lighten it off. And it's going to help those darks to look a bit darker. I know it sounds daft, but it works. And just coming back in with pencil, I'm just going to come back in and add some around the edge. Not too much around the frame because it's already got some weight there because we've added to it before, but definitely around the shapes. Just go for it. And of course, if you've got a black pastel pencil, you could bring that in at this point and you could add some of that over the top of this, and that will give it some more depth as well. So there's lots of extra things you can do with it. Or if you wanted a hint of colour but not too much, a nice dark blue or like a claret red or something would look nice over the top of the pencil. Okay, and the last one here. There we are. But again, if you wanted to add a cabochon in the middle, that would look quite nice. Lots of different things to do. Let's just thicken up those lines too. I'm going to come in with a white pencil in there in a minute. You see, just adding some more weight to it. Don't be afraid of adding too much. Sometimes that's what stops you making a good tile turning into a great tile, is having that extra bit of confidence to go in and do that. Okay, so white pencil, oh, my chalk one, don't forget, not just a regular white pencil. Oh, Rose. To be honest, I hadn't taken it to do that, honestly. I took it because we'd only had them in the day before and I wanted to make sure that it was okay, that they worked. Here we go. So there's our tile. Bit of darkness in there. What would be quite nice. Might go back round that a little bit. There we go. Yeah. And a little bit of a signage. And we're going to put this. I'm going to put it in here. And there we are. Tile. Done and finished. Oh, but I don't have enough to go round, so we'll have to see. Anyway, all done and sorted. There we go. Number 300 and, here we go, 316. So have a bit of fun with this one. And I'm looking forward to see what you're going to be doing. Sue, question pastels. Yes, I do have some pastels on my website. So if you want some, they're on there. But once they've gone, that's it. All gone. So yeah, have fun with this one. Yeah. Oh look, particular sea life kind of thing coming in there. But whatever you want to do with it. So have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you back here on Tuesday at 2 o'clock for number 317. So all right, see you then, everybody. Take care. Bye.